Hello, in this video I'm gonna do a demonstration how to use R to perform Kaplan Meier analysis, including the Logrank test, using a real data set. Again, we're gonna reading this data set, which is data from 1,000 participants in the Framingham study with a certain number of variables. Okay, so let's read it in, and then here are the variables in the data set. And then here are the first few rows of the data set. Okay. Remember, in order to perform a survival analysis, we need at least two key variables. One is the survival time. The other is the censoring status. Okay. So in this data set, we have time CHD. So this is time to CHD. And this can be used as a survival time. And then we have another variable for the any CHD. This is an indicator variable for a patient whether he or she ever had CHD. We have another variable called the pre-CHD1. So this is a variable to indicate that whether the patient had the CHD before the study or not. Okay. So here we need to exclude those patients who had a CHD before the study, so that we can start from the baseline, follow up patients, and observe new CHD cases. Okay. So we need to do a subset first. And if we find a subset, and then another variable called the variable any CHD now becomes the censoring status variable, because if any CHD equal to 1, that means the patient had a CHD event during the study period. So the data is not censored. And if any CHD equal to 0, then that means we did not observe a CHD event during the study period. So that means it's censored. Okay. So let's do the subsetting first, and then loading the library survival. And here are the syntax we talked about using the synthetic data set. For the whole sample, the whole group, we just say serve time CHD, any CHD, and tier to 1. Okay. And we can use summary to print out all the numerical values. It has here time and number at risk, number of events, survival, probability standard errors, lower 95% CI, upper 95% CI. So this is a quite a useful table with the numerical values. Okay. For example, the survival probability at the end is 73. And to plot the Kaplan Meier curve, we just use the plot function with some arguments. You can see it's up there. It's also plotted the 95% confidence band. Okay. Next one, we want to do groups. So we look into the differences of survival probabilities among males and females. So we now have served time CHD, any CHD regress.sex1. And we can print it out. So now you can actually see it has sex equal to 1 and sex equal to 2. So print out 2 parts. Okay. So basically the analysis is stratifying the gender variable. Similarly, you can plot out the Kaplan Meier curve. Now this one is without confidence band. All right, and we can perform the Logrank test. And you can see the p-value is rather small, so you can state that there is a statistical significant difference of the survival probability of CHD among males versus females. Okay. All right, if you want to do some further exploration, for example, there's this auto plot function will generate better graphics. So you need to install and load the library GG, and then you can just call auto plot and put the KM fit object in there. It will generate this. You can see it's colored with the colored regions are the 95% confidence bands. Okay, so this is actually showing a significant difference because the two confidence bands do not overlap. All right. And remember at the beginning we did the superset first, but you can actually do this when you're using the function serve fit. Okay, and also you can use more than one categorical variables to define the subgroups. For example, here I'm using current smokes 3, so that's the current smoker versus not, and sex 1. So if I put both in there, and if you look into the data set, you can see current smokes 3 has a lot of missing values. So the whole syntax now, you can use serve fit and serve times CHD, any CHD regress on sex1 plus current smoke 3 data equal df. You don't need to df2 df, but you need to specify superset equal to parentheses previous CHD1 equal 0, and you can say na.action equal to na omit. Okay. So basically, it's gonna do a list-wise deletion for all the observation with missing values, missing current smoking status. So you can do that. You can fit the Kaplan Meier curve, and then you can plot it out. You can use 4 different type of lines, and then you can add a legend there. Okay. You can the Logrank test using similar syntax, but you use the R function serve difference. Okay, serve diff, and you can print out the statistic and the p-value from the Logrank test. Okay, and now p equal to 0.05, right on the threshold. Okay, so this is additional exploration for using these R functions for performing Kaplan Meier curve analysis and Logrank test. Thanks for watching.